What's up, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome back to the NFC North Roundtable. I am your host, TD, representing Roundtable Sports, ladies and gentlemen. Man, we got a great show for you all. If you've noticed, as of lately, the shows have been taking off, doing amazing things. But we got to give a special shout out to the company Roundtable Sports, who this stream is going to be presented by. Ladies and gentlemen, Roundtable Sports is expanding right in front of our very eyes. All right. We have the main Roundtable Sports channel. We want everybody to go check that out. Make sure that you subscribe. Right now, we're trying to get that channel over 1,000 subs. We have just launched it this week, and it's already has amazing numbers. The show last night, some of the clips have been presented on that, and clips from this show right here will be on there as well. Okay. But also, the NFC North has been doing amazing things as well, and that is what you all are here to see tonight. NFC North just crossed over 2,000 subscribers. Congratulations to the four guys representing the teams, the Lions, the Vikings, the Green Bay Packers, and the Chicago Bears. They're putting up numbers, doing great things, bringing the division together, and that's what Roundtable Sports stands for, ladies and gentlemen, bringing divisions together and still having division. All right. And last, the newest expansion, and the North was our first expansion, but the newest expansion is the AFC South Roundtable that launched for the very first time last night, representing the Indianapolis Colts, the Houston Texans, the Tennessee Titans, and the Jacksonville Jaguars. Man, that one got heated last night when we asked who the best quarterback in the division is. Make sure you go check out that video. But as you can see, Roundtable Sports continues to expand. We want you to let us know in the chat, what should the next division be that Roundtable Sports launch? Let us know in the chat, because we're looking into our fourth Roundtable, ladies and gentlemen. But without further ado, we are here to represent the NFC North Roundtable. And listen, we're going to start from the bottom to the top this time, because I'm always going from the top to the bottom. Ladies and gentlemen, shout out to Justin Fields and company. Justin Fields got on the field and actually balled out and almost pulled out a miracle victory. Shout out to Nick representing the Chicago Bears. What's up, Nick?
What's going on, TD? Yep, Justin Fields, he's quarterback one, baby. That's all I got to say.
Look like the best quarterback in the division, huh?
That's what I'm saying.
Okay, all right. Well, we'll talk about that and more, but second in the division, a team that still isn't out. They're not giving up, coming fresh off of an impressive victory. The Green Bay Packers with Basaraki. What's up, homie?
What's going on? Glad you put the Bears first. That's the only glimpse they're getting of first. But, you know, we're coming off a win. We got Thursday football tomorrow, Thanksgiving football. The Packers for the first time in 10 years against the Lions, a classic matchup for Thanksgiving. I'm hype. We're going to go out there and win tomorrow.
Wow, that's interesting.
Yeah.
You're going to go out there and win tomorrow. We're going to talk. We're going to talk about that one. But next up, ladies and gentlemen, fighting for a playoff spot. They're not dead. They may have lost their starting quarterback, but they got another one. And Dobbs Mania might still be alive. I don't know. But representing the Minnesota Vikings, one more. What's up, man?
I think I heard Nick say Fields was the best quarterback. I don't know if he's huffing gas or sniffing glue. We gotta have Nick take a timeout.
TD said it first. I just agreed with him.
Yeah, you did agree. Hey, it was not a great week in Vikings lands. Lost to the Broncos, but it doesn't matter. We're just fine. Minnesota, we still got like a 75% chance going to the playoffs. Defense is hotter than hell. Offense is this close from getting Justin Jefferson back. So we're moving on. We're looking forward to go ripping the Bears a new one on Monday.
Wow, man, this is divisional week. You know, you're both two matchups versus each other. But listen, we got to get to the team that's at the top of the division, ladies and gentlemen. They're calm. They're cool. They're collected. They feel like they have no worry in the world. They're on cloud 9 right now. And I don't know if anybody's going to knock them off the mountaintop. But representing the Detroit Lions at the top of the mountain, Dose of Dion. What's up, Dion?
Man, we're feeling good. Well, here's the thing, man. First off, I see all my one pride in the chat. Can we just get that fired up a little bit? Just start pouring it in there. All right. Look, I love all the chatter, man. It's great. The small victories, but the thing that we'll do over here, man, that we've been doing, we take dubs. You know that, TD? TD, that's what we do. We were playing around with Chicago. We made it interesting. It was good TV. I'm glad that we made good TV. But that's the difference right now, TD, is that every time we come back here, we're talking about wins. And I don't see anything changing. It feels great to be 8-2. And I'm glad to be back. It's good to see you guys again.
Wow, look at the cockiness, guys. Well, we're going to see because we got a lot to talk about tonight. Ladies and gentlemen watching, super chats have been activated. So if you have a specific question or comment that you want these guys to answer or read, just drop a super chat and we will answer those for you all. Thank you all so much for the love and support of the NFC North Roundtable. It definitely helps us do bigger and better things. But let's go ahead and get started. We are going to start out with the Green Bay Packers, okay? First and foremost, I got to give it up to you, Bass, because a lot of people didn't see this one happening. You beat the Chargers, okay? 23-20. This is a team that's in the middle of the road, fighting for playoff positioning, fighting for their life, and you put a dagger in their heart. Please tell me about that game and what were your thoughts?
Yeah, man. Sometimes with the Packers, for them to get a win, it's who makes the least amount of mistakes, and that was the Packers. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and sugarcoat and say the Packers, did so well and they 100% deserve to win, because I'm sure you guys all saw it. I mean, we saw Keenan Allen drop a wide open touchdown. We saw him drop another ball over the right side. Austin Eckler slip on the ground, fumble the ball. Deep route to Quentin Johnston late in the game that might have gone for a touchdown. But at the end of the day, it's who comes out with a W. And the Green Bay Packers did. I liked a lot of what they did, but at the same time, they have a lot of injuries going in tomorrow, and that much does worry me. But they got the dub. They're up to 4-6, and playoff hopes still are alive, like you said.
Wow. And Nick, when you saw that game, what was your thoughts on seeing Green Bay get the W over the Chargers?
Pure luck. I mean, I just can't even fathom. When I was watching, I was like, God damn. If they were playing in LA, I think that they would have absolutely lost to the Chargers. But the Chargers are too used to playing in a dome. That's why, that's what makes the NFC North, at least the Packers and Bears, great, is they play in real football weather, unlike the Lions and the Vikings.
Wow.
But overall, I mean, I don't think they should have won that game. Quentin, the wide open touchdown that was dropped, I was like, God damn it. Now that's all I'm going to hear about this Wednesday night.
It's better to be lucky than good, man.
Ooh.
Hey, I don't know how much more luck you're going to have this year, but that's all I'm going to say.
Wow. Dion, what was your take on that game watching it? You're muted, Dion.
You're muted, Dion.
But let me just say this, okay? Just based on what Bass said there, it's better to be lucky and good. If the fortunate thing for Green Bay there is they had lucky on their side in that game. The Bears don't have either of those things going on right now. Man, when I look at the Chargers, when I look at the Chargers, man, I'm right with Bass in the sense of, and really what Nick said right there, like, they left so much out there. And I actually thought the Packers would win this game. I thought they would win it because I thought they matched it up pretty well. But then when I watch it, I'm like, dang, the Chargers really kind of gave them this football game. But look, it's a good win for the Packers regardless. Like, it really is. This is a big time win that they needed to kind of keep things alive. They still did things well in this game. But overall, I did feel like I walked away feeling a little bit not as good about the Packers win after watching it.
One bar, what was your take on it watching it?
Nah, I mean, just echo what everybody said. The Chargers gave this to him. They gave it to him on a silver platter. Quentin Johnston, are you kidding me? Are you freaking kidding me? I mean, catch the damn ball. Regardless, it doesn't matter. I mean, I know the Packers are still, I think they got like a 20-25% chance getting to the playoffs, but overall, the Chargers handed it to them. A win is a win, like Baz said. So the Packers fans, I'm sure they're all for it. I will say, Love, he had a good game. He continues to look a little bit better, but it was a fun game to watch at the end. I wish the Chargers would have won. I thought the Chargers were going to win, but Keenan Allen, Quentin Johnston, they were just, give me a break. And Nick, it's funny you're talking about what real football is, and yet you are a Bears fan. So I don't think you know what real football is.
I mean,
I don't care
you
if we're
guys-
playing on the carpet.
Wait,
I don't care if we're playing
hang
what
on.
we're playing
Let's pump the brakes there real quick. Until you guys played us, you guys had one win under your belt, and then you barely beat us. If you guys are barely beating a bad
what?
team,
Barely what? What was that last part?
I mean, hey, you won, but by
Hey-o.
6. If you guys are so good, shouldn't you guys be beating us by more than that?
Oh, we're gonna kick the shit out of you on Monday night, baby.
I can't wait because when we absolutely just obliterate the Vikings, I'm gonna be like, all right, we're done. Everybody be quiet.
I'm
It's
guessing.
wartime.
I'm guessing Veal will be on here next Wednesday, and not you.
No, I'm back, baby.
Oh man, it's about to go down, man. Let's switch gears real quick because I want to get over to that Vikings. I hate to segue into this, but the
bad
Vikings
segue,
lost. Yeah, I know. I'm sorry, man, but Vikings lost to the Denver Broncos, man. Talk to me one bar because I was rooting for you guys. I got to be honest with you.
It was just a weird ass game, to be honest. I mean, the thing is, when you lose 0 to 3 turnovers on the road, it's going to be tough to win. And that's what it came down to, turnovers. And it was a pain in the ass. We should have won that game. It was weird. Even watching that thing, even when it started to get a little bit close, I wasn't even worried. I'm like, the Vikings are going to win this game. The Broncos are not that good of a team. And sure enough, we lose. They had some very costly turnovers. The defense played really, really good. We kept them under 300 yards. We were actually running the ball, granted against the worst rush defense in the league, but we're actually doing it. When it comes down to it, Kevin O'Connell, we just got too damn safe. It was like he was playing not to lose, and it bit us in the ass. Josh Dobbs, he came back to life a little bit. He didn't have a horrible game. It's not on him. This is completely on just the fact that we were turning over the ball, something that we were doing early in the season when we were losing games, and we did it again, and sure enough, we lost the game. So, I mean, I wouldn't say confidence is low by any means. I still feel real good going into Monday night against the Bears, but we should have won the game.
Tough one, man. Hey, Nick, we're going to follow that up with you. What were your thoughts on that game?
So, I mean, I think it's cool what the Vikings did. They had a nice little piece of magic come in with the Dobbs trade kind of working. And then you go and play the Broncos, who, they're so hit or miss this year. I mean, they definitely gotten better as the season's gone on. I was like, I felt like the game was in the Vikings' hands, and they just kind of ran away with it. Like one bar said, they got too safe. They got too overall, conservative about some stuff. And it was frustrating to watch because it felt like I was watching the Bears, to be honest. And that's where the Vikings kind of sit right now in my book.
That is the rudest thing you could ever say. That's
You're
really
welcome.
rude. You owe Vikings Nation an apology.
Wow. Hey, Baz,
I'll be apologizing to you guys after Monday night when we whoop you guys, but that's about it.
Ooh, I can't wait to get to that preview. Baz, what were your take on that game?
One bar, you like that I picked the Vikings last week, aren't you?
Yeah, no, Baz screwed us. I blame this completely on him.
Guess who I'm picking Monday?
No, go Bears, right? Let's go.
Nah, picking the Vikings again Monday. I tuned in after the second half, and the Packers lost to the Broncos, so I got to tread lightly here. I can't be like, oh, you guys lost to a team that 70 dropped on them by TD's Dolphins. I can't say it because we lost to them as well. But I liked watching Cortland Sutton in that game. I mean, the Broncos are finally starting to feed that guy. He's a baller. I think the Broncos, could be a playoff team at this point, and that's crazy to say, but they've been getting pretty hot. And overall, the Vikings, a couple things to take out of the game. I feel like they started to get a little bit of a run game going, with Ty Chandler, even Alexander Madison was running sort of okay. I really liked the one fake punt. I was like, damn, I wish Green Bay would do something like that once in a while. But, I chose the Vikings because I wanted them to lose. I thought they'd win that game. They didn't, and I'm okay with that. And I'm going to pick the Vikings again on Monday.
Wow, this is getting interesting. Well, Dion, tell us your take on that game watching it.
Man, I'm with Bass on that. First off, that fake punt was awesome. You love to see it. That was weird. It was weird to walk away, think that they lost that football game. I mean, the amount of field goals that Denver was taking, they just couldn't get into the end zone. So to think that they would lose that game, that last drive, that they would score a touchdown on that drive, I didn't expect that to happen. I mean, look, I had Denver, but as I'm watching the game happen and I see Dobbs taking off early, I'm like, okay, the reason I actually took Denver, I don't think it's going to take place in this one. And really, to Bass's point there, the run game, they showed some glimpses. Ty Chandler has shown some things, I think, since he's gotten snaps. Although I step back and I'm like, okay, Denver's run defense is absolutely terrible. So how much do I take out of that? it's tough. That's kind of like the inverse. It feels like of the Packers game. Like it felt like they were going to win it and then they didn't, but the Packers found a way to win, probably because the Chargers gave it to them more than anything. But I guess that's what it comes down to, man. You let them hang around and all of a sudden that's what takes place. I've seen that happen before. I will say this real quick. As a Lions fan, I hate to bring this up, but I can remember years ago we were playing Pittsburgh at home, and this is literally how the game went. We kept taking field goals over and over. And then all of a sudden, they just hung around the last drive. Boom, they get a touchdown. So you hate to see it, but I mean, I love to see it, but everybody else hates to see it. I get it.
Yeah, I honestly feel like that was a tough blow for Minnesota because that victory could have meant so much to them, and they're still not out. But that was an important game right there. But let's stay. Let's go to the next game of the week. From last week, the Lions beat the Chicago Bears. Okay. This was a great game, though. I want to start with one bar on this one. Give me your take on this game with Chicago making it really interesting.
Oh yeah, they made it interesting. I almost wish it were just a complete blowout because I was all on board. Bears, baby. Bears are going to win this game. They're going to shock the world. Clearly, that's going to help the Minnesota Vikings. And then they absolutely shit the bed. It was amazing. The just what happened at the end of that game. I mean, they just completely laid down. They lost. It was horrible. I mean, Jared Goff goes out there, does not have his best game, probably his worst game of the season. And then his last two drives, the dude just has ice in his veins, goes out there, gets the dub. So hats off to Jared Goff. Justin Fields out there looking damn good, 100+ yards on the ground, which I'm not looking forward to come Monday night. The Bears just, they had it. They had it. And they broke my freaking heart. That would have been a fantastic thing. And one other thing, Jameson Williams can actually catch, I guess. Seeing him get that touchdown pass, it seems like every time I watch him, things are bouncing off his face, bouncing off his hands. But overall, it was a good game. I'll give you that. Overly disappointing the way it ended because, damn it, that would have been beautiful. It would have been so beautiful.
Baz, what were your thoughts on that game?
So I looked at the score like midday and I was like, oh, the Bears are up by 12. I was like, I had a double take. I had to refresh the app. I just turned it off, turned it back on. I was like, there's no way, right? What are we looking at here? And then they did the most Bears thing ever and they still blew the game. It's all right, cool. But yeah, Fields' return, I was impressed by it. He was more of a running back than a passer, in my opinion. He did pass decently well, okay, though. 16 for 23, 169, 105 rating. But at the end of the day, the Lions did what they needed to finish out this game. I mean, Lions still put up 31 points while throwing 3 interceptions. That's insane, right? There's no problems with this Lions offense. That's what worries me about this upcoming week against my Packers. But I didn't expect it to be this close at all. I thought it'd be a multi-score game win by the Lions, but it wasn't. But Lions still got it done in the end.
Wow. All right, Nick, talk to us, man. What happened?
So, I mean, to start things off, I agree with what everyone's saying. We shit the bed in the Bears way that they do all the time. I'm not denying that at all. But I was happy about the game because, I mean, we're not going to the playoffs really anymore at this point this year. There's still the gloom of hope. Deion knows it himself, too, that he was in a worse record and a worse spot last year at this time, and they came back and eliminated the Packers last year. So that was a good feeling at the time. But then, this team is building still. And like everyone was kind of saying, Jared Goff had his worst game. I mean, 3 interceptions against the Bears when he had 6 entering the game was pretty cool. I mean, I was happy with how the defense played. Giving up 31 obviously isn't ideal, but it kind of was the nail in the coffin for me as a Bears fan, where I know this coaching staff is not coming back, and I can't wait for that to happen because that's going to be the best thing that happens for this roster. But Justin Fields, after being out for 4.5 games, comes out, does really well against a super tough Detroit defense. DJ Moore and him got things going. I was a little disappointed we didn't get Cole Kmet going a little bit more because he's been our big target of the year. But the defense looked great. That we were getting pressure on Goff. We only had 2 sacks, but we're getting there. I was not expecting the game to go as well. And what's nice is walking into the game without high expectations either. And it was a nice surprise, like everyone's kind of saying.
And I want to stay with you real quick, Nick. What's your level of confidence that Matt is going to be fired at the end of the season?
100%. Wow. I mean, there's no doubt he's getting fired. You're 0-9 against the division all time, which is just an embarrassment. And then you lose that game, it really was on the defense at that point, and he's the defensive coordinator. It falls on him. Kevin Warren and Ryan Poles, they're done. They're going to go out and get new staff.
Tough. Dion, you got the victory. Tell us how it happened. What was your thoughts with that game with Golf struggling and still pulling it out?
Man, well, first off, I want to give a shout out to the chat again. I see them all rapid. Hey, all those Lions fans, we see you. Spam those emojis. I'll say this, man. When I watch Chicago, I don't want to make it sound like there's that limited, but I almost get a sense that they're kind of like if you had 2 gears, they got 1 gear and they don't have the second one, right? That's kind of the sense that I get in terms of, first off, when you talk about the head coach, I walked away as a Lions fan thinking, yo, they got really conservative at the end there. Like this, they should have been just a little bit more aggressive. That's the sense that I got just in terms of play calling. Like that last drive, the 2 runs and to take a deep shot, I was like, what are they? There's got to be more assertiveness. Like you're right there to win this game on the road. Go take it. Especially, I didn't even know they were 0-9 in the division with Eberflus. Like that's the one you got to go get. But at the same time, I also felt like the Lions played so much into Chicago's hands because of the turnovers. And it really, I thought this game kind of went like last year. We played Chicago last year and they came out on the road. They were scoring against us early, but they were able to stay in the game this time because of the turnovers. So we really played into what they do well, which is we didn't become a drop back passing team. We allowed them to lean into the run game. We allowed to keep the play action alive within their offense. And that's what made the game so tough for us, I think, throughout, because we kept turning the ball over. I think the game could have shifted coming out of half. 14-10, game could have shifted. We go down, we score there. I think all of a sudden they're out of what they're comfortable with. But credit to them. Their linebackers played really well. They got off the field. They did a little linebacker blitz that threw off kind of our play design, and they got off the field and they stuck around with us. But I think that was the big thing. And then at the end there, hey, one bar, J-Mo. I'm just saying, don't let J-Mo get going. For everybody in here, don't let J-Mo eat. We got all the other answers. Don't let us find that guy. Because if we find that piece, oh my goodness. Hey, look, I don't know where y'all are going to find weaknesses. That's all I'm saying. What is the weakness? Anyway, though, it was a good game. And shout out to Vil, by the way, for joining the show.
Wow, man, it was a good game, man. I was on edge. I'm gonna be honest. I hate to take sides here, but I was so sure the Lions were gonna lose. And
you were hoping, TD. You were hoping. Just like
no,
everybody
I was
else
hoping too,
TD.
Oh man. And when they gave the Lions had a last shot opportunity, I said, "Oh, never mind. I knew it was about to happen."
You already know.
Oh man, but listen,
hey, you already know. Yeah. Go ahead,
everyone watching right now, please hit the like button. Show your love and support. If you're enjoying the content, make sure you punch that like button. It helps the YouTube algorithm let other people know that we are live right now, and it sends out the notifications to more people. So help us take advantage of the algorithm. Punch the like button, all right? Thank you all so much. Now, I want to stay with you, Dion, though, because let's just call it what it is. You're 8-2. You're 8-2. There's only one other top dog at 9-1 with the Eagles, but you're 8-2, man. And that is legitimate. Are you the best team in the NFC?
TD, it's hard to hold back the smile when you're saying 8-2. I'm going to be honest with you, man. I'm trying not to, but just to hear it sounds ridiculous. I mean, it does. Like, I can't even believe it to a sense. But are we the best team in the NFC? I think to answer this question, we have to look at it like this. Versus who we're going to have to deal with. I know we've touched on it, so I'm not going to go down that same path. But the truth is, can we play with anybody in this conference? Yes. I do believe we are the best team in the NFC because I think for the Lions this year, they have answers to everything that will get thrown at them in the NFC specifically. They match up with every top team in the NFC. And at the same time, they've also showed you they can win in every way. That was the most ridiculous comeback, to be honest. Like there was nothing that told you that they were going to pull that off. And then they did. I understand the record coming in, but there's like no way with how that game was going, they should have won that football game. So for me, yeah, I think the Lions will be representing the NFC this year. And I think it's going to be helpful that they can get lined up in a good position entering the playoffs. But yeah, I think they can play with anybody. I think they showed it against most teams. They're about to show it against Dallas towards the end of the year.
Wow, Dion is insinuating they're going to the Super Bowl. One bar, would you agree with that or disagree?
Nah, I gotta disagree, man. I mean, the Eagles are fantastic. I mean, when it comes to the Lions, I would probably put them. I mean, they've earned the respect. There's no doubt about it. Could they go out there and beat a team any week? Absolutely. But I still got to give it to the Eagles in the NFC. Still, even the Niners. I know. I just can't buy into the Lions. They're gonna choke. They're going to choke. And you know, I love the confidence of Dion. I love it because I've seen the Lions for the last however many years, and I actually get a kick out of it. It's like some bald dude that you've known from high school all of a sudden gets hair plugs, and his confidence is overly high after the last 10 years of his life being shit. So I can't even get down on you, Dion. I like it. I can't buy into him until I see it, man. And I'm taking the Eagles 10 times out of 10.
You bald, Dion?
Hey, look, I'm telling you, that hair's growing out. We're putting that thing in a perm. We're going crazy with that. We put the headband on to protect it. Come on now. Hey, we living it up with that new hair. You know, we might have a mullet going on by the time this show's over, TD.
Hey, Nick, man, what's your thoughts on the Lions being the best team in the NFC?
Before I get into that, one bar that was way too specific. Like I felt like that, like something was hitting there a little.
I had other analogies, but I wanted to keep it mildly clean. So,
okay. I think the Lions are impressive. I think it's impressive what they've done. The one thing that kind of makes me struggle, and, Dion and I have talked about it offline before, that, I think that it's a good ball club. Obviously, they just beat the Bears. And the one thing is that loss to the Ravens really just makes me go, ooh, like that's a team that, if you would have won that game, then you could have that conversation about the Eagles or the Lions. But the Eagles still got me right now. And the Lions are getting there. I think, Dion, this might feel good to hear. Like, I think you're going to win a playoff game for the first time in 30 years this year. But if you go up against the Eagles, I don't think it's going to happen, man. Not this year, at least.
Baz, what's your take on it?
Yeah, I'm the same. I mean, I'll believe it when I see it. Like I said, 30. It's actually 31 years, 1992, by the way. So,
thank you.
Yeah,
thank you for correcting me there.
Quick correction there. The Eagles coming off. They were in the Super Bowl last year, so right now they're at only one loss. They are my favorite, and it pains me to say that because I honestly dislike the Eagles more than I dislike Lions, just from being from around the area. I'm sure you guys all know that with Eagles fans, it's just not good. But as of right now, it is still the Eagles for me. The Lions, I can't sit here and lie and be like, oh, they're not a good team, because I really do like what they're putting together there. Dan Campbell, I really like him as a head coach. So I think they do get a playoff win though this year. Are they going to be a Super Bowl team? I don't think so, but I think they will finally get a playoff win this year.
Interesting. All right. Well, there you have it. One bar. I want to go towards Minnesota on this one. Has Dobbs mania ended, or are you still happy with this play?
Nah, I mean, we didn't lose because of Dobbs. I mean, when it comes to me and Dobbs, my thoughts are my expectations with him aren't as high as the media. I mean, they're just pumping him up way too much as far as the games that he's had. And it's not even fair because, I mean, it's Josh Dobbs. He's played the best he's played. I mean, he's been in the league for a couple of years now, and he's done great. But if we end up going on a little bit of a run, going to playoffs, whatever, it's going to be because of that defense. And what we did, I mean, what Dobbs did last week, he looked like Josh Dobbs. I mean, it was fine. It was great. I mean, I as far as just when you say, is Dobbs mania done? In my mind, there really never was a Dobbs mania. He was just playing damn good. When he's making plays with his legs, that's where that's his bread and butter, obviously. And he didn't do it last week. We need more of that. And that's where the excitement comes from. And he's good enough to lead this team for some wins. So I don't think anybody is off the Dobbs stream by any means, if that's what you're asking.
Got it. I want to switch gears over to Green Bay when we talk about the quarterback position. Give me your stock up or down on Jordan Love after this weekend, Bass.
Definitely up. I think this is his best game all season. And I think the last 3 weeks he's played some of his best football. When you compare it to the 3 weeks prior, I mean, it looks like a totally different guy. I think there's more continuity there. I think he's more accurate. I think he's making decisions better. Last week finished with 108.5 rating, 2 touchdowns, no turnovers. First time the Packers had a 300-plus yard passer since, I believe, 2021 in December, so like a couple of years. So, I think this offense is starting to find its identity, its groove with these young receivers, with Tay Wicks, Jaden Reed, Musgrave until he lacerated his kidney in this game, so he'll be out for minimal 4 weeks. So, that does suck. There's a lot of injuries that are happening, but they're still resilient through that. And Jordan Love seems like he's progressing every week, and I've really liked what I saw from him against the Chargers.
Nice. I'm going to go to you, Nick. Speaking of quarterbacks, the field show the organization they don't need to draft a quarterback?
I think so. And, I kind of want to I kind of want to address real quick in regards to, One Bar's comment about being able to run the ball. So are we calling Dobbs a running back too, or no? Just want to make sure I understand what everyone, the whole expectation in the North is, because Justin Fields, 101 yards rushing, great job, love it. That's just who he is as a quarterback. I think that he's kind of going rogue a little bit and doing his own thing and playing to his strengths. That's just who he is. I mean, when Michael Vick did it, everyone loved it. No one called him a running back. So just want to put that out there that I think Fields is the answer at quarterback for the Bears. He's proven it. He's gotten weapons now. He's gotten better and better. He's progressing. And to come back against probably arguably the toughest defense he's played all year, and put on a good game, put up 26 for the offense, I'll take it. So I don't want to take a quarterback by any means. I think that we got it covered.
Well, I want to stay with that because something that even crossed my mind, but I've been hearing floating out here amongst fan bases. Is it wise to have Justin Fields on the field doing what he's doing? Isn't that high risk for a season that isn't going to amount to anything?
Well, if that's who he's going to be and that's who he's going to play, then we need to get used to it now. Like, we can't keep trying to make him into a different player than he is. He's running the ball a ton less. I mean, last year at this time, he had over 700 rushing yards. He has 325 plus right now. So he's becoming more comfortable as a passer. And yes, he missed 4.5 games, but he wasn't really rushing all that much. He had 8 rushing touchdowns last year. He has 1 so far this year. So he's running the ball when he has to, but he's definitely going more to the pass. That's why DJ Moore has over 750 receiving yards. That's why Cole Kmet has over 400 receiving yards. He's getting to his guys, and when he's playing, he's showing that he is throwing the ball more. He's throwing for 50 more yards a game on average right now. So I don't think it's too much of a risk. If that's who he's going to be, then that's how the Bears need to build the team around him.
All right. Well, thanks for that. I want to go back to Dion since we're going around the world with quarterbacks here. Are you concerned with Jared Goff, especially any given game, having those 3 interceptions? You can't have that type of play in the playoffs?
No, not at all. I mean, look, and here's the thing, like, to what you just said about the playoffs, because we were talking about this on one of our shows earlier this week, man, like, you can go through the years and usually this is how it goes. Like, every team comes in with the flaw, and I'm not saying Goff is the flaw, but when we saw Tampa beat Green Bay, I hate to bring that up, but Tom Brady had 3 interceptions in there. I mean, like, that happens. So the fact is like what Goff, I think, showed at the end was more important than what the interceptions were, because the first one was the guy literally ran into our tight end. I mean, he couldn't do anything about that. Then there was also a tip in there. There were some questionable decisions. I give Chicago some credit with their linebackers, but no, Jared Goff is the guy. And I think the biggest thing to that is everybody's going to throw picks if you're throwing the ball and you don't have running backs at quarterback. So because of that, it's like, how do you respond to it? And that's what he showed.
All right, and losing Jonah Jackson at the guard position, is that something that's going to hurt the team? And how long is he going to be out? Is that long term or just short term?
Man, I mean, we didn't have him last week, and we had a rookie, Colby Sorsel, step in. And here's the biggest thing where I'm confident here is that the Lions actually signed a 10-year veteran offensive lineman to their practice squad. He was with the Bears a little bit there, Michael Schofield, but it's different because usually practice squad for the Lions is made up with a lot of young guys. So I feel stronger about the depth that they have. It's definitely a tough loss, though. And I don't know how long-term this is going to be, but he was listed out pretty quickly here. So I'm a little bit concerned with it. I like the depth that we have. It's obviously a downgrade, but I think when you look at our offensive line, if there's any piece that you could lose, it's probably that one, to be honest.
All right, I'm speaking of injuries. One bar, is Justin Jefferson going to see the field anytime soon? What's going on with that situation?
No, I don't think we're not going to see him Monday night. There's no reason to put him out there, especially against the Bears. I mean, let him rest. I mean, even if he's 90%, let him sit, let him get 100%, let him get 120%, whatever it is. There's no reason. We got the bye coming up. Nobody's expecting him to play. He shouldn't play. And Nick, I got to say, the fact that you're comparing Justin Fields, the guy you gave up the farm for in the first round to go get, and you're comparing him to Josh Dobbs, or a guy we gave a conditional 6th-round pick. Thank you. That is a compliment, sir. I appreciate it.
What do you mean we gave up the farm for him?
Thank you.
What do you mean we gave up the farm? What
for
what
Fields?
do you define as the farm? We gave
I don't know, trade
2 picks.
Maybe he should have been a 6th-round pick. I don't know. I'm just saying I appreciate the compliment.
I mean, I thought I was pretty nice in the beginning and said I think what's happening with Josh Dobbs is pretty cool. Now I'm taking back my statement. If that,
it's already under.
One bar, we're gonna have our one-off show this week because we promised ourselves we'd do it. And I don't know if we're gonna be First time we were nice. I don't think we're gonna be nice this time around.
Oh, look, we're both smiling though. That's all that matters. Right?
Hey, that's fine. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. No, it's all good. It's all good. But you guys need Justin Jefferson to beat us this Monday.
Well,
He
we're
ain't
bad. We're Bass, real quick. I want to hear from you with the state of Green Bay right now. What's the plan for the rest of the season? You guys are in a peculiar situation. What would you do if you're the general manager? Like, what direction would you take the team at this point?
I mean, you play to win the game. I don't think there's any. Even if you're eliminated from the playoffs, I think you still play to win the game. There's so many players on that roster. They're not going to be sitting there, throwing games. They're fighting for their career, their future contracts, and all of that. So you try to get most on paper, get talent evaluation out of your young guys, maybe if you say are eliminated. But at the end of the day, the Packers aren't right now. So right now, sitting at 4-6 is actually not that terrible in an NFC. That's not that great, right? Next two games, Lions, Chiefs, they very well could go 0-2 in those two. But after that, Giants, Bucks, Panthers, Vikes, Bears, they could win all of those. Like, those are all winnable games. So if you lose the next two and then win out, you're 9-8. That's a playoff team in the NFC. So you play to win the game right now. Keep going out there, evaluating your talent, and evaluating Jordan Love, who I think has been playing excellent the last 3 weeks. So keep building on that.
You brought up a great point just now, and I want to get everybody's take on this because you said 9-8 is a playoff team in the NFC. Currently in the AFC, there's a lot of talk that you're going to need 11 to get in. So I know your take, Bass, is 9 wins to get in. What about the rest of you guys? How many wins do you think is going to take to get in this year? We'll start with you, Dion.
Man, that's a good question. I don't think I can give a great answer, to be honest, on this. I think I'd have to look into it a little more. But I think if you did just go around the divisions and you see where the leaders are, the second place teams are very questionable in a lot of these divisions. Like the NFC South, for example, I have no idea what I'm going to get there. You don't love that team. So, I mean, look, 9-8 could slide in. It wouldn't surprise me, when you look at the 17 format, but it's probably going to come back to then tiebreakers. That'll probably be a very big key in that. So 9-8 could get it in, but I think tiebreakers all would have to probably line up.
Wow. What about you, One Bar?
No, 9-8. South is trash. And really, I think the Vikings will probably end up around 9-8. So 9-8 sounds good to me.
Wow. Nick, your take?
Muted, Nick.
You're muted, Nick. I'm sorry.
My bad. It's got to be 10. I think that, last year there was a couple 9-win teams. They didn't make the playoffs. I think some of them are in the chat right now. And then also I want to say too, is that I kind of want to go back real quick, is it's going to become interesting at the end of the season for the Vikings and the Packers. Kind of what both the guys were saying is that they have some interesting matchups. They need to go out there. I mean, you need to win every single game possible in order to, you can't guarantee a 9-8 to get in. So It's going to be tough, but I'm going 10 wins is the lock to get into the playoffs this year.
Man, that's interesting. It's so interesting, the different conversations between conference, because in the AFC, everyone's saying the magical number right now is literally 11. And when you look at all the teams in the AFC, you see why, but the NFC, 9. That's very interesting. So Green Bay is still so much alive, and the Vikings, really 500 the rest of the way. It sounds like you could be easily in. So that's gonna be interesting. We might have a matchup in the playoffs between two of these teams. So we'll see how that all goes. But ladies and gentlemen, before we move forward, we like to let you know that this stream is also being brought to you by Sleeper. All right. Download the Sleeper app right now. Download the Sleeper app to support NFC East Roundtable. Sleeper app has a minimum deposit of $10 that they will match. All right. So take advantage of it. They have fantasy bets that you can put in as little as 50 cents. They made some changes so that you could do some 8-teamers, some longer ones, and win a lot of dividends. Guys, you know the drill. We always pick ours over here to see if we win. We haven't been doing very well, okay? And I think the Lions have really been messing us up as of late, just so you know. So
I have not been a pick yet, TD. Don't do me like that, TD. I don't like
Oh man. Well, you know what? Let's get into it. We're gonna start with the Green Bay game versus the Detroit Lions. We're gonna let each of these guys give us 2 picks. We'll start out with Green Bay. Jordan Love, which area would you like to play with? Yards, interceptions, touchdown, rushing, fantasy.
Is Romeo Dobbs available?
Dobbs, yeah, he's on here.
Yeah. Is that a touchdown?
Yeah, anytime touchdown.
Yeah, give him a touchdown.
Ooh, interesting.
Give him a
Specific.
touchdown. Very
Anyone
specific.
else in specific?
AJ Dillon over in rushing.
All right. Run all over the Lions, huh?
Aaron, not even that. Aaron Jones is hurt. They have James Robinson on the roster right now. Patrick Taylor. AJ Dillon's should get a lot of the work. And with Romeo Dobbs, Wicks might be out. Reed is on the injury report, but he's going to play. But I think Dobbs is going to get a lot of targets.
Interesting. All right. Well, let's move over to Dion. I already know what Dion wants to go. Are we going Jared Goff over on the interceptions or?
This is the worst team. This isn't the worst team to pick an interception against. I'm gonna be honest there. I ain't gonna do it, but it's not the worst team. Let's go. How about we go Jahmyr Gibbs over rushing yards? Last time we saw this.
Oh yeah.
36 rushing yards. And he's discounted. He's discounted, by the way, because on Sleeper right now, ladies and gentlemen, they have discounts as a Thanksgiving bonus. Okay, 7-day feast right now. Jabari Gibbs is 36 yards, and Jared Goff is 189.5. So, do you want to do the Jared Goff or the Gibbs? Because you can only do 1 promo per bet.
Definitely Gibbs. I'd say.
Let's do Gibbs. I like Gibbs.
Okay.
Based on our run defense, let's just sink that one.
All right, what do we have on what next player would you like to pick, Dion?
That's okay. Let's go St. Brown in this one. Actually, no. Wait, can you scroll a little bit further? Let me just see if there's another receiver on this one. We'll peek if there's something sneaky in here. Oh yeah, let's go Josh Reynolds, 1 touchdown.
Ooh.
That is a guy that would score against the Packers 100%.
And quick hint, ladies and gentlemen, quick hint, take the anytime touchdown, over the reception touchdown, because it's really not that much of a difference. Okay. All right, so you got to get in the touchdown. This is interesting already. All right, let's go with the next game. Let's find it here. Oh, Monday night. I just realized you guys are Monday night prime time. This is going to be fun. All right, let's start with One Bar, okay? What would you do in this One Bar? Who would you select?
Let's take Dobbs on the over for rushing touchdown.
Oh, you want to go rushing touchdown?
Yeah, he's going to get a rushing touchdown.
Is he a running back?
I know. You'll see. You'll see on Monday night, baby.
Oh yeah, I'm excited. I'm
He's gonna be
excited.
your daddy on Monday night. That's what he's gonna be.
Oh, I don't know. I don't know about that.
Who else would you take, One Bar?
Man, Hawkinson's real tempting. Ty Chandler, damn it. Madison never. Hunter. Oh, Hunter, we gotta take the over on the half a sack. Let's go. Hunter's
he's
gonna
getting
get
the sack, huh?
Yeah,
I like that.
Wow, we're already at plus 100 on this, and you can't go over 100. So we're leaving you out, Chicago, Nick. We're gonna have to leave you out, bro.
That's normal. That's fine.
But no, Nick, I'm gonna show you love. All right, $1 bet on this will win 100. Just $1. A $1 bet on this will win 100. But I gotta go back to Nick on here. We're gonna do a special one with you, Nick. Okay, we're gonna go ahead. Yeah, we're gonna go ahead and who would you want to pick in this one?
All right, let's see. Definitely Santos over 1.5 field goals.
Interesting.
I hate our offense. Thank you. And if you go, can you keep going down a little bit? Ooh, wow, not a lot of options here. I'll do DJ Moore anytime touchdown.
Anytime touchdown. Interesting. All right, that's a good one. And let me reverse back over here, go back to the Lions so we could take the Jared Goff promotion. All right. That's what we're going to do on this one. We're just going to do a little teaser one. All right. We're going to do simple $2 to win 18. How about that, man? All right. We'll get a little teaser.
Free
all
money.
right? Hey, I hope it hits. All right. If any of those hits,
Those
ladies
trophies.
and gentlemen, we will be doing a giveaway right here on the NFC North Roundtable. We've been dying to do a giveaway, but these guys, the Lions picks haven't been coming through, but that's neither here nor there. But hey, I want to say congratulations to the NFC North Roundtable because we've received our first donation of the channel from Around the Fur. He said, Happy Thanksgiving. And that's to everyone, to all of us and all of you watching. Thank you, Around the Fur, for showing love and donating to the channel, helping us do bigger and better things. Again, ladies and gentlemen, supporting our sponsors is supporting the channel. So go download the Sleeper app. The link is in the description of the video. It is also pinned at the top of the chat. Minimum of $10 deposit. And that is all, ladies and gentlemen. And you are supporting, and they will match your first deposit. So take advantage now. NFC North Roundtable Sleeper. All right, get in the game. All right, so now, ladies and gentlemen, it's wartime. It's wartime. Let's just call it what it is. At the end of the day, we already got our trash talking started. Let's dive right in. Let's start first and foremost with the Chicago Bears on the road versus the Minnesota Vikings on Monday night prime time football, man. This is going to be a good one because what the Bears did with the Lions last week, this is going to be an interesting game, and I can't wait to see it. I'm going to start with Bass in this one. Talk to me. What are your thoughts, and who do you have? Because division games are always tough.
Yeah, they definitely are. They're usually close, especially with the NFC North. Like, it doesn't matter if whoever their team's on the bottom, they always put up a good game against other division opponents. So I thought Fields was pretty impressive against. I call him a running back. He actually passed pretty efficiently as well. Under 200 yards, but still pretty efficient. The thing about Justin Fields this year is he's been good against the blitz. So we know what the Vikings want to do. They want to blitz. So I know they didn't blitz as much against the Broncos because Russell Wilson's also good against the blitz, and they lost that game. I think if they feed DJ Moore, Bears could get rolling here. I think he's obviously their number one guy there, and just throw the ball up. DJ Moore's down there somewhere, right? As for Ty Chandler, I think for the Vikings, if they get him rolling and finally start to establish the run game, I think they could easily run away with this one. And just like last week, one bar, I know you're going to hate it, but I'm taking the Vikings. 24-17. Curse is on. Keep it on.
I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
I
Bad news. That is bad news, Baz.
Oh, man. What was that score again?
24-17.
24-17. Let me take that down. All right. Mm-hmm. Touchdown. Wow. Dion, talk to me. What's your thoughts in this one?
Man, so I think Chicago wins this game. I'm going to go Chicago in this one. The thing that I struggle with here is the matchup between what Chicago likes to do and where Minnesota feels like they're a little bit young, the linebacker group currently in this game. They're going to be tested like crazy. Now, what I do like, I like the matchups for both sides here. And I love that you picked Danielle Hunter for the sack over. That was actually one of the things that I like for this one is I think that's a good matchup for him. I flip it around. I think Minnesota has the offensive tackles. They handle Montez Sweat, handle Yannick, but they haven't had much of a run game this season. Now, it got going a little bit against Denver. I don't think that'll be the same against Chicago. I think Chicago offensively matches up well for what Minnesota has. Even on the outside, I think with DJ Moore, Darnell Mooney, even with that secondary, that hasn't been bad this season for Minnesota. I just like the way that they match up across the board offensively. So I'm going with Chicago by 30.
Sorry, what? Is that a 3? Is that a 3?
Yeah. 37-7.
Dion has lost his mind, man.
37-7. Put that. You know what? 38-7. We're not doing no missed extra point. 38-7.
If they beat us by 30, I'm coming on next Wednesday. I'm going to be butt ass naked during the whole episode.
Okay, let me write that down too.
Yeah, you write that down.
Demonetized.
Start warning all the people now because he's going to have to do that.
Oh, my gosh. Well, hey, let's go with you one bar. Tell us why they ain't crazy, man.
Well, you know what? I'm giving Nick and the Bears a lot of crap tonight because it's easy. It's the Bears. But honestly, you know, they got a lot of good players on the team. They do. I won't say a lot. They have some good players on the team. Their coaching is just absolute ass. And Nick's not going to disagree with that. I mean, they got DJ Moore. Justin Fields can run the ball. They got Montez Sweat now. Cole Kmet is a hell of a tight end. They got some pieces along the offensive line. So the Bears have some players, which actually deep, way down kind of scares me a little bit, especially coming off the Broncos loss. So this is Monday night. It's in Minnesota. I mean, we should win. We should win by more than a score. We need to get the running game going. I mean, I know we did it last week. It was against the Broncos. I think I could have had 10 yards rushing that game. But overall, I mean, you got to look at the Bears. They've beaten the Panthers, Raiders, and Washington. They're not a good team. They're not a good team at all. So we should come out. We should win. TJ Hawkinson needs to catch the ball. I mean, I know we have some young guys in the secondary. Our Jordan Hicks is out. That's definitely going to hurt. But when you look at what the Bears have done this year, I'm not scared yet. We'll see what happens come third quarter.
Well, hey,
I'm scared then.
Nick, what are your thoughts on this matchup? Monday night prime time, baby.
You know, I see some point. You know, one bar. I appreciate you coming back and being nice, because I was like, all right, this guy's out for blood, and I was like, all right, I'm gonna wait for the game preview, and then we're gonna get after it. And then suddenly, okay, I feel a little bit better. You know, the Vikings have shocked me a little bit. They've had a great turnaround. You know, they lost to the Broncos. Bears lost to the Broncos. Vikings beat us by 6 with Tyson Bagent never playing a NFL game in his life. So, you know, we get Justin Fields back. We have a completely healthy team. A lot of people don't know. We haven't had our full offensive line healthy till last week against Detroit. And Detroit only got 2 sacks on Chicago, which I'll take that as a win. So one thing about me, like where I see the Bears right now, is that this is the healthiest we've been. The team was flowing. They definitely feel more confidence after that Lions game because they know what they can do. And I think the players are going to start playing for themselves versus the coaches, because the coaches are going to be gone. That I think we all can agree to that. The coaches are going to be gone. And overall, I'm feeling good about this game right now. It's, you know, prime time. The Bears beat the Commanders in prime time, crushed the Commanders in prime time. And then the Panthers, a win's a win. That's been the theme tonight. A win's a win. I got the Bears winning this game. I will never, ever not pound the table that the Bears aren't going to win. I think it's going to be a fun game, though, because like we've all said, NFC North division games are always a good time. I think it's going to be 28-21 Bears. I think it's going to come down to the end. But that's why I told one bar he needs Justin Jefferson, because I think that'd be the difference in the game. But not having Jefferson this time around in a healthy team, I feel pretty good on Monday night.
Wow. I would say this. One bar, a loss here would be devastating.
Well, one more thing, this is a must win. This might not be a must win if they have to beat the Bears. They can't lose to the Broncos and Bears back to back. They have to win this game. There's no doubt about it. And then they have the Raiders coming up, Bengals without Joe Burrow, but they have to beat the Bears. This is a must win.
I'm going to be glued to that Monday night game because this was going to be really, really interesting. Too much on the line. And the Bears are still trying to fight because you see what they did with the Lions, but the Lions squeaked out a victory. A nice little comeback. But listen, I want to give a special shout out again in the chat. We got a donation from Yogi Star Go _sub_ at Purple Rain 247. Thank you so much for the love. We also got Gary Bolster. Let's all be friends. #Gold. Let's go. And wow, a huge donation from Glenn Paliker. Glenn has been representing Roundtable Sports, supporting the building of the company so much, man. Glenn, man, we appreciate the love and support. Happy Thanksgiving to you all. Shout out to Glenn, always showing love and support for the vision of what these guys are doing here at NFC North Roundtable now. We appreciate the donations. And y'all say thanks to Glenn when you get an opportunity in the chat, people. Show Glenn some love, all right? That's what's up. Now, we got another game. We got another divisional matchup, ladies and gentlemen. That wasn't it, all right? This is going to be a good one as well because the Lions had a nice little scare last time, and I think, you know, some people would argue Green Bay is better than Chicago. So Green Bay, some. I ain't going to, disrespect Nick like that in his face right here, but, off camera, we can have that conversation. But we got the Green Bay Packers, okay, on the road versus the Detroit Lions. We're going to start out with you, Nick. This is another divisional tough game here. What's your thoughts?
Well, I think that the Bears kind of showed what the Lions, their weaknesses are. I think that there are a few ways that, teams can kind of take that and be like, the Bears did that. The developing Bears, the now 3-8 Bears were able to do that against the Lions. Again, the Lions were able to pull it off at the end. Better teams always end up winning the game, right? That's just how it works. I think that I have a feeling. And Dion, are they wearing the cool usual Thanksgiving uniforms this time around?
So.
Oh, they
Yeah,
are.
they are.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Detroit's winning wearing those. They're too icy. They look too tough. I think that Green Bay is going to make it a fun game, though. I think that, you're coming off a short week, but a good win against the Chargers. They're going to go in there with their definitely feeling a little bit more confident. I still think the Lions are going to win, but I think it's going to be a high scoring game. I think it's going to be 42-38 Lions.
Wow. Say that one more time, that score prediction.
42-38.
Wow. 38.
Lot of
I'm cool with that.
That'd be a good game. Boom, baby. Let's go.
I need something fun to watch.
One bar. How do you see this one playing out?
I'm excited to watch this game. I got to be honest. I mean, the Lions coming off a comeback win against the Bears. Packers coming off a game they probably shouldn't have won. And really, I'm curious to see Jared Goff bounce back. I know he's been in the league a long time, but he's been in the league long enough. I want to see what he does after having that bad game and see how he comes out against the Packers. I wish the Packers were more healthy. I wish they were completely healthy to make it a little bit more of a game. The Lions should win. I predict the Lions will win, but I still think there's a little part where the Packers could actually get the dub. Jordan Love coming off, like Baz said, probably one of his best games of the season. It's all going to come down to, can the Packers somehow, some way stop that running game? Gibbs, Montgomery, and that's a very, very tough task. Don't get me wrong. I think it's going to be a fun game. I think it's going to be a damn fun game. But when all is said and done, the Lions, it would be very shocking if the Lions didn't win the game. But I will, for probably about the second time in my life, be a Packers fan come Thursday. So I won't say go Pack go, but
You just did.
Win like 3-0.
3-0. Wow.
3-0.
Or
No,
2-0.
I think the Lions will win probably, I'll say like 28-20.
That's a tough one. Wow. Divisional matchup. We're going to go with the team on the road. Let's start out with you, Baz. How is this one going to fare out?
Well, first and foremost, I'm glad this matchup is back. I mean, the last time the Packers or Lions played on Thanksgiving was 2013, and my childhood growing up was Packers-Lions on Thanksgiving. Brett Favre, Donald Driver. So I'm so glad they brought this one back. I get to watch this early in the morning, and then I get to go, drowned in a lot of Thanksgiving food. So that's perfect. I will say this: I have a couple stats here, Dion, and I want to hear your thoughts on this. So first off, the Lions 6-day Thanksgiving Day losing streak, or 6-game Thanksgiving Day losing streak, and here's an even better one. The Lions are 0-12 on Thanksgiving when a waxing gibbous moon phase. What is tomorrow? A waxing gibbous moon. So this is what I'm saying. The Green Bay Packers are winning tomorrow. Jared Goff off a 3-interception game. The Packers even intercepted him when they lost big, 34-20. So I think they're going to get some turnovers tomorrow. Now, I'm a little worried about Sam Laporta. The Packers allow a 99.2 passer rating versus tight ends. Detroit, the 6th highest points per game team at 27.2, second in yards per game. But the Packers, the last 6 games, have only allowed 17.6 points per game. I think Thanksgiving, the Packers finally coming back on Thanksgiving. It's a waxing gibbous moon phase. They're getting the dub.
What kind of moon phase?
A waxing gibbous moon phase.
Waxing gibbous moon phase. I gotta look that up.
0-12 on Thanksgiving with a waxing gibbous moon phase. It's gonna be 0-13 tomorrow.
So that's the Lions' kryptonite, a waxing gibbous moon phase. All right. That's interesting. I've never heard that, Baz, but thanks for educating us, man. Let's go to Dion, man. How are you all going to guard against the waxing gibbous moon phase?
I don't even know how to follow this one, to be honest. You know how they put the tinfoil on their heads? Maybe this is one of those things. So maybe hey, look, we're looking icy, but everybody under your helmet, put a little tinfoil. We'll figure it out. We got to do what we got to do. Block the sun. Hey, we're domed in, though. You know what I'm saying? This is the thing that they don't realize. We're domed in now, so I got to point that out. I don't know how to follow that outside of this. I will answer the first question because we have lost our last 6 Thanksgiving games since we put this back against since 2016. But I'll say this as well. if we look back to what Dan Campbell, I think the biggest change with Dan Campbell, first off, we're getting primetime games. Okay. That's something that we did not have really until this season where we came in with 4 on the schedule, but we're winning those primetime games as well. And this is another stage. Now, the last one that we really lost primetime was Thanksgiving. It was against the Bills. But since that time, Kansas City, Green Bay on the road. I mean, that thing was flexed to see Green Bay win. That's what it was. It was flexed. We wanted to see Green Bay. They were going to make the playoffs. They knew we were out of that thing because of how they timed it up with the game before, and we still handled business. So I'm very confident with us being on that big stage. But I will say this, and this is why I was a little taken back by Nick's prediction. I was expecting the 42-38 because I got respect for this Packers defense. Every time we play them, no matter what the scoreboard looks like when you watch them defensively, I just think that they're really sound. It doesn't matter who they put out there in the secondary, they're sound. This is why they intercept, I think, Jared Goff. They're sound, man. And honestly, that interception they had last time we played them, their cover 3 look, that's what all 3 of his interceptions came against for this last game that we just played against Chicago. So just something to throw out there. But I always love the game plan that we come up with. Aaron Glenn, I feel like, is always on top of things, especially to enter the game. I thought he was that way with even Aaron Rodgers, when things were bad and we were like, okay, we don't know where this is going, but we're trying to finish strong. Now, I thought Green Bay made good adjustments in the second half. They found some ways to answer, but every time I watch Aaron Glenn in this one, I feel like he comes out with a great plan. He's going to be on top of it. And one over that we not pushed, TD, was Lee McNeil sacks. Oh my goodness, watch for that guy. Because if there's one spot on this offensive line, we step back and say that's not great. It's John Runyon sitting there at right guard.
Trash, man.
And it's trash. Hey, and I just know Lee McNeil can cook right there. So I think the game plan is going to be on point defensively. We know Lee McNeil can cook, and I think having Jahmyr Gibbs more of an aspect in this offense will be the difference. Because last time we played the Packers, he was there, but it was still the Montgomery show. Since Gibbs had to take over, now Gibbs has become a much bigger part of this offense, and I think schematically he fits well. So, of course, I got the Lions handling business. But I don't got nothing for the moon thing outside of tinfoil. I'm sorry. I don't even know what that is.
You'll see.
Okay.
What's your score prediction, Dion?
Yeah, so I already took the Bears by 30, so I don't know if I can do that. Let's go. I'm thinking this one's going to be a little bit lower, but we're going to handle business. So I'll go. Man, that sounds tight. Let's go 27-17 Lions.
27-17 Lions. Interesting. So we got some good matchups this weekend, ladies and gentlemen, starting tomorrow. Make sure that you stay tuned. First one up is the Green Bay Packers and the Detroit Lions. On Monday night, you have primetime Chicago Bears versus the Minnesota Vikings. Listen, I'm going to say it like this. This is a must-win for the Vikings. It's also, in my opinion, a must-win for the Green Bay Packers. And also, the Lions don't want to get embarrassed taking this loss. In Chicago, they're just happy to be here. But listen, but this will be a nice victory, especially coming off of a scare with the division leader the week before. And if the Bears can beat the Vikings, I think that whole organization starts to look at what Matt Eberflus said, hey, it's starting to come together. Even though everybody wants him fired, it would reign true if you all beat the Vikings. But ladies and gentlemen, I want to hear from these guys so that they can let you know where you can find them, because this was another amazing episode of the NFC North Roundtable. Dion, let everybody know where they can find you.
Hey, real quick, I just want to give this for Nick. We went from a week ago where one bar is sitting in his closet with his light turned off, not even watching no one was watching the game. All of a sudden, now TD's going to be glued to the TV. So there's something here for Chicago. Something's going positive. Man, just Dose of Dion 2.0 on YouTube. And then, my X handle is at 0 Dose of Dion. It's, just look up Dose of Dion. I don't think anybody else has named that. But appreciate you guys having me again.
Oh, absolutely, man. One bar.
Yep, just go one bar and Lapagis show. I guarantee you we'll be the only one that comes up. So just hit that up.
Got it. Hopefully y'all get a W, man. I'm rooting for you. Or in Chicago. I'm rooting for both of y'all. All right, Nick, where can we find you?
TD, do you have an ex-girlfriend in Chicago or something? Because I feel like you just have a little extra hate for us for no reason.
No, I actually don't have anything against Chicago. It's just, man,
hate for us.
They're a bad team, but I was impressed by what you did versus the Lions. So there's hope.
Hey, we're only one loss worse than the Packers. So just want to put that out there too.
Context does matter. Context does matter.
Two losses.
Just want to put that there.
Two.
Is that you guys had a bye, so
Mhm.
it's just okay. We'll see.
1.5. 1.5.
1.5. Okay, yeah, how about that? We'll do 1.5. No, but absolutely. Thanks for having me on, guys. You can find me on Twitter at @officialjshy or at Chicago Nick on Twitter, and then on YouTube, Just Another Year Chicago Bears, which pretty much that's what it is. It's just another year. But hey, TD, I hope after the game, I'm gonna be texting you like, all right, what'd you think? That's all I'm gonna say.
If y'all win, it's fireworks next week, man. I don't know what one bar gonna do. well, hold on. I wrote it down. You're not gonna be sick. You said that you're gonna come on the show, and you're gonna streak on the show. Okay.
If we lose by
it.
30, be very clear about that.
Context. All right. All right, Baz, talk to us, man. Where can everybody find you?
Sarasky Productions on YouTube and X, and also on the Weather Channel, looking at moon phases. That's where you can find me.
He had me with that one, man. I had nothing for that. You had me in the corner with that one, man. All the notes can't answer that question. I have no idea.
So there you have it, ladies and gentlemen. Another episode of the NFC North Roundtable is in the books, man. So make sure you go check out those games. Make sure you check out these guys' individual socials. Check out Roundtable Sports. Make sure you subscribe to all the videos. Check out all the channels. We love you guys, and it's time to get on our moon phases. Peace. We are out.